Welcome back, dear students. Now continue to this last lecture. Now here we are going to study the production of SCP, that is the single cell protein, from fungi. Here the yeast we use for the production of SCP, yeast such as Saccharomyces cerevisiae and the Candida species that are used for the production of SCP. So here the question may ask about the explain the production of SCP from yeast. Yeast are often used in SCP production are Candida utilis, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, Candida lipolytica. So these are the fungi which can be used for the production of SCP. So the yeast species such as Saccharomyces cerevisiae, Candida utilis, Candida lipolytica, these are the source microorganisms for the production of SCP which belong to the fungi. Yeast are rich in vitamins and most of the essential amino acids required by man and animals are present in the yeast. Yeast used as SCP is produced from waste materials such as molasses, corn stick liquor, wood shavings, sawdust, corn cobs and other agricultural waste. So SCP production by using yeast has been carried out from waste materials such as molasses, corn stick liquor, wood shavings, sawdust, corn cobs and other agricultural waste. So the waste has been converted into the useful products such as SCP by using the yeast. The yeast are rich in vitamins and they also possesses various essential amino acids that are required by the man and animals. The production of SCP from yeast starts with preparation of starter culture. So starter culture is the mother culture. So this initiates from pure freeze-dried sample or agar medium culture that contain the Saccharomyces cerevisiae or for example Candida utilis or Candida lipolytica. So starter culture is the pure culture that possesses the only single fungal species, for example Saccharomyces cerevisiae. So the first step in the production of SCP from yeast starts with the preparation of starter culture. So starter culture can be made on agar medium where the Saccharomyces cerevisiae has been grown. So such freeze-dried sample has been used for the cultivation of the yeast for the production of SCP. Now second step is the scale up. So the yeast that has been grown on the agar medium has been multiplied in this second step that is referred as scale up. So these yeast cells from the starter culture are transferred to small liquid flask and they then go on to large intermediate vessels before being used to inoculate the large production fermenters. So we started the production of SCP from the yeast with the preparation of the starter culture. So first we prepare the starter culture that possesses pure culture of the yeast which is grown on the agar medium. Now we are going for the scale up. We are going to increase the quantity of the yeast cell. We are going to increase the mass cultivation of the yeast cell. So these yeast cells are transferred to small liquid flask, then onto the large intermediate vessels before being used to inoculate for the large production in fermenters. So first these yeast cells are cultured on the small liquid flask, then in the intermediate large vessels and finally they has been inoculated in the fermenters for mass production. Next is the production medium. It normally contains molasses which is pre-treated with acid to remove sulfides and heated to precipitate proteins. So the production medium possesses the agricultural waste or the waste products such as molasses. So here we are using the molasses as a production medium. So these molasses are pretreated with acid to remove the sulfides and heated to precipitate the proteins. Molasses are supplemented with biotin and pantothenic acid. Ammonium salts or urea are added as additional nitrogen source. So the production medium for the growth of the yeast contain molasses, and these molasses are supplemented with biotin, pantothenic acid. In addition to this, the nitrogen source such as ammonium salt and or urea has been added to this production medium. Now the pH is adjusted to 4 to 4.4 with orthophosphoric acid and other mineral ions. So for the growth of the yeast, it requires the optimum pH about 4 to 4.4, and that pH has been adjusted with orthophosphoric acid and other minerals ions. Temperature, the temperature is maintained at around 25 to 26 degree Celsius. So the optimum temperature required for the luxurious growth of the yeast has been recorded to 25 to 26 degree Celsius. So this temperature needs to be maintained during the growth of the yeast. Next thing is the aeration. So adequate aeration is provided during incubation period. So this is the aerobic cultivation of the yeast on molasses that is supplemented with biotin, pantothenic acid, ammonium salts or urea. So for this the pH is adjusted to 4.4 to 4.4. Temperature is maintained at around 25 to 26 degrees Celsius. Adequate aeration is provided during the incubation period. So incubation period is the growth period during which the growth of the Saccharomyces species has been occurred on the production medium or the culture medium. And at the end of incubation, the yeast cells are separated from the fermented medium by centrifugation. These are washed, mixed with starch or cornmeal and then pressed into cake form. So this yeast cells has been produced in cake form. So for this, the yeast cells has been separated from the fermented medium by the process of centrifugation. So centrifuge has been used for separation of the yeast cell from the fermented medium. These separated yeast cells are washed, mixed with starch or cornmeal and finally pressed into cake form. Yeast cakes must be kept cool to preserve the cells and prevent spoilage by other microbes, or alternatively they may also be dried. So this yeast cake that has been produced at the end of the production process are kept in cool places to preserve the cells and prevent spoilage by other microorganisms, or alternatively they may also be dried. Commercial products that has been produced by using the yeast. Toprina, it is prepared from Candida lipolytica and Candida tropicalis and was marketed as replacement for fish meal and skimmed milk powder. So this Toprina is one of the commercial product, possesses SCP, that is the single cell protein, which is produced or prepared from the yeast Candida lipolytica and Candida tropicalis, and this product is marketed as a replacement for fish meal and skimmed milk powder. Second one commercial product is the Torutin. So it is prepared from Candida utilis and used as replacement for meat, milk and egg protein. So meat, milk, egg protein, these are the rich sources of the protein. So to replace these sources, the Torutin is the one of the commercial product that was prepared from Candida utilis. So it can be used as a replacement for the conventional source of the proteins like meat, milk and egg protein. Next is the uses of SCP. So SCP has been used as a protein supplement for healthy diet. So these are the some of the uses of the SCP. So a question may ask about the short note on uses of the SCP. So the first use of the SCP as protein supplement. Spirulina is a rich source of the protein, contain 60 to 72% protein, vitamins, amino acids, minerals and crude fibers. Therefore, spirulina can be supplemented in the diet of malnourished children in developing countries. It is used as weaning substitute for infants. It has been observed that 1 gram of spirulina tablet contains nutrition as much as 1 kg of various vegetables. So it is a very rich source of the proteins, vitamins, amino acid, minerals and crude fiber. So the protein content in the spirulina is 60 to 72%. So that can be used as a supplement in the diet of malnourished children in developing country. It is also used as a weaning substitute for the infant for its growth and development. So the SCP that has been obtained from the spirulina possesses very high nutrition as compared to the various vegetables that we use in the daily diet. So this is the first use of the SCP as protein supplement. Next to this is the healthy diet. Spirulina is a popular health food. The spirulina products are part of diet of Olympic players in USA. People used this spirulina powder in physical exercise for instant energy. So spirulina can be used as a healthy diet. So it is the one of the popular health food. The spirulina products are the part of diet of Olympic players in USA. Peoples that are involved in physical exercise take spirulina tablets for instant energy. So this is the second one use of the SCP. Third is the medicine. So spirulina is used as a medicine to reduce body weight, manage cholesterol and premenstrual discomfort and in general for better health. So spirulina can be used as a medicine. So those people who want to reduce its body weight, manage cholesterol can use spirulina as a medicine. So the spirulina can be used as a medicine in general for the better health, as it contains gamma linolenic acid. It is used to lower the sugar level in the blood of diabetic patients. So gamma linolenic acid has been present in the spirulina powder, so which is used to reduce the sugar level in the blood of diabetics. It contains beta carotene, which helps to maintain healthy skin. Beta carotene is an effective anti-cancer substance. Hence, spirulina can be used against cancer and AIDS. Tablets of spirulina are used to increase milk in lactating mothers. So, the spirulina dried powder possesses beta carotene which maintain the healthy skin. The beta carotene is also an effective anti-cancer substance. So, the spirulina can be used against cancer and AIDS. The tablets of the spirulina are used to increase the milk in lactating mothers. So, this is the medicinal uses of the spirulina. Next is the beauty products. Spirulina is used to maintain healthy hair and skin as it is rich in vitamin A and B. The phycocyanin pigment of spirulina is used to prepare biolipsticks and herbal face cream which in future may replace the color dye-based cosmetics. So this spirulina can be used for making various beauty products because this spirulina possesses vitamin A or it is rich in vitamin A and B. So spirulina is used to maintain healthy hair and skin. The phycocyanin pigments of spirulina is used to prepare biolipsticks and herbal face cream, which in future may replace the color dye-based cosmetics. Now, next point is the economic implications of the SCP. So here the question asked on economical implications of SCP in the form of a short note. The SCP product is obtained within short time span, hence cost and time saving. Hence the production of SCP is cost effective. So here we are studying the economic benefits for the production of SCP using the microorganisms. As you know that the microorganisms require a short period of time for its multiplication. It requires less space and time. So the SCP product that has been produced by using microorganisms has been obtained within short time span, hence cost and time saving. So due to this, production of SCP is cost effective. Production of SCP from spirulina and yeast is highly economical and more profitable as compared to other agriculture products like food grains, vegetables, oilseeds, etc. So the conventional sources of the proteins are the various pulses, food grains, vegetables, oilseeds. So as compared to this, the production of SCP from spirulina and yeast is highly economical and more profitable. The inputs in SCP production from spirulina, yeast and other algae are very less as compared to other protein supplying crops such as legume, pulses. So the net gain is more in production of protein through SCP. So the inputs that are required for the production of SCP from spirulina are very less, or by using microorganisms like spirulina, yeast, other algae are very less as compared to the other protein supplying crops such as legumes and pulses. So for raising crops we have to sow the seeds, then various fertilizers we use for its growth and development, then we are going for harvesting, irrigation is required. So the net gain is more in the production of protein through SCP. The cultivable land which is shrinking by the day is not the limiting factor for the production of SCP, because the SCP production can be done in very small space. So if you compare it with the other protein supplying crops such as legumes, pulses, here as you know that the cultivable land which is shrinking day by day, so it is not the limiting factor for the production of SCP from microorganisms. SCP can be used as food for people during natural calamities like drought, floods, etc. So under such condition, when these natural calamities has been occurred, we cannot grow the protein supplying crops. So all these crops has been destroyed by the drought and flood condition. So under such natural calamities, SCP can be used as a food for people. SCPs are easy to carry and handle and also have good storability. The percentage of protein in SCPs is very high as compared to the proteins obtained from plants and animals. So as you know that the SCP from spirulina contain about 67% of the protein. So the percentage of the protein or the protein level in the SCP is very high as compared to the conventional sources of the proteins that has been obtained from plants and animals. It will provide job opportunities to unemployed educated youth and help in the socio-economic upliftment of rural population through small scale industries. So these small scale industries for SCP production has been grown in our rural area. So it can uplift the socio-economic level of the rural population. It will provide job opportunities to unemployed educated youth. Now the acceptability of the SCP. So SCP are the rich source of the proteins, vitamins, essential amino acids, mineral elements. So here we are discussing the acceptability of the SCP, whether the people accept the SCP as a food or a food supplement in the diet. So this is about the acceptability of the SCP. The acceptability of SCP as human food is not only depend on its safety and nutritional value, but also on general reluctance of people to consume food derived from microorganisms. So the peoples are afraid regarding the use of the SCP as food because it is derived from the microorganism. So the peoples have the question in his mind regarding the safety and the nutritional value of the SCP that has been produced from the microorganism. So there is a general reluctance of people to consume food derived from the microorganisms. These food materials have many psychological, sociological and religious implications. So in addition to this, the food material that was produced by using microorganisms have many psychological, sociological and religious implications. The factors that influences the acceptability of SCP are odor, color, taste and texture, and if SCP is to be used directly for human consumption. So here the SCP has been used for human consumption. So the factors like odor, color, taste, texture are important. So this factor also influences the acceptability of the SCP as food for human consumption. The SCP produced using oil derived materials as substrates have been suspected of being contaminated with the carcinogens. So those chemical compounds which can cause cancer, if the SCP produced using such oil derived material as a substrate, so the people have been suspected of being contaminated with the carcinogens. So the such SCP that have been suspected of being contaminated with the carcinogens. Nucleic acid content of microbial biomass is very high, which is hazardous since humans have limited capacity to degrade nucleic acid. So the SCP that has been produced by using microorganisms, so such microbial biomass contain high amount of nucleic acid. The nucleic acid which is hazardous because humans have limited capacity to degrade the nucleic acid. The digestion of microbial biomass is rather slow. This is frequently associated with indigestion and allergic reactions in individuals. So due to indigestion of the microbial biomass, because the digestion of microbial biomass is very slow, so that is frequently associated with the indigestion and creates allergic reactions in the individuals. The presence of carcinogenic and other toxic substances is often observed in the SCP. So that SCP has been contaminated with the carcinogenic and other toxic substances. There is a possibility of contamination of pathogenic microorganisms in the SCP. So here we produce SCP by using Saccharomyces cerevisiae, Candida species, Spirulina, but there is a possibility of occurrence of other microorganisms in the SCP which are pathogenic that can create the disease. So there is a possibility of contamination of a pathogenic microorganism in the SCP. Food grade production of SCP is more expensive than some other sources of proteins like soy milk or soy products. So food grade SCP production, it is more expensive. So this is all about the acceptability of the SCP. So in this way we finish our third one chapter, that is the single cell protein. Okay, thank you. Stay home, be safe.